Deep in the dark and mysterious Amazon rainforest, where sunlight struggles to pierce through the dense canopy of trees, terrifying whispers have circulated among the locals for generations. Whispers about a cult known only as the Green Shadows. This mysterious group, said to reside in the most inaccessible corners of the jungle, was believed to prey on lost tourists and outsiders who unknowingly wandered into their domain. But the rumors didn't end there. Locals claimed that the cult fed on human flesh for sustenance and used the souls of their victims for dark rituals and forbidden magic. The story begins with a group of adventurous tourists, led by a local guide named Miguel. The group, seeking an exhilarating escape into untouched nature, had planned a trek into one of the most remote regions of the Amazon. Miguel, a seasoned guide who had led countless expeditions, was skeptical of the superstitions surrounding the Green Shadows. To him, they were nothing more than exaggerated folktales meant to scare outsiders. But as he was about to discover, this time, the stories were chillingly real. The group consisted of 5 people. Sarah, a curious and fearless young woman; James, a professional photographer eager to document the journey; Anna, a quiet nature enthusiast with a love for the unknown; Mark, a thrill seeker always looking for his next adrenaline rush; and Miguel, who believed he could handle anything the jungle might throw at them. The first 2 days of their trek were uneventful. The rainforest was breathtakingly beautiful but undeniably eerie. Strange sounds, unseen creatures, and a constant feeling of being watched hung over them like a shadow. Still, the group dismissed these feelings, chalking them up to nerves. That was until they reached an area locals ominously called the Silent Land. In this peculiar region, the natural symphony of the rainforest abruptly ceased. No birds sang, no insects buzzed, and not even the rustling of leaves could be heard, only an eerie, all-encompassing silence. Miguel tried to hide his unease, but his face betrayed him. He urged the group to move quickly, but it was already too late. That night, as they sat around the campfire, a faint hunting sound echoed through the trees. It resembled singing, but carried a dark, otherworldly tone. Sarah, driven by her insatiable curiosity, insisted on investigating the source of the sound. Against Miguel's warnings, she ventured into the darkness alone, flashlight in hand. She never came back. The next morning, the group frantically searched for Sarah. As they combed through the dense jungle, they stumbled upon a clearing unlike anything they had seen before. The ground was covered in strange, intricate symbols carved into the earth, circles and geometric shapes that seemed to intertwine endlessly. At the center of these markings lay a collection of bones unmistakably human. Miguel, now visibly terrified, urged the group to leave the area immediately. But Mark, ever the thrill seeker, argued that they couldn't abandon Sarah. His decision sealed their fate. That night, as the group tried to rest, James was jolted awake by the faint sound of movement. Initially thinking it was one of his companions, he grabbed his flashlight and scanned the perimeter of the camp. What he saw froze him in place. Figures with green-tinted skin moving swiftly among the trees. Their glowing eyes shimmered like nocturnal predators, and their movements were unnervingly fast, almost unnatural. Before James could alert the others, one of the figures lunged at him. His scream woke the group, who found themselves surrounded. The Green Shadows formed a circle around the camp, their whispers growing louder and more incomprehensible. Miguel yelled for the group to run, but there was no escape. One by one, the shadows dragged them into the darkness. Miguel was the only one who managed to escape. Exhausted, starved, and haunted, he emerged from the jungle days later and was discovered by a group of local villagers. He told them his story, a tale so horrifying that no one believed him. The villagers dismissed him as another victim of the jungle's madness, saying, "You've seen what you wanted to see. The Green Shadows are just a legend." But Miguel never returned to the jungle. His once steely demeanor was replaced by a haunted, hollow stare. Whenever anyone mentioned visiting the area, he would mutter the same warning. They're still there waiting for you. Years later, a young researcher named Alicia Monroe, fascinated by local legends, stumbled upon Miguel's notes. Determined to uncover the truth, she set off to retrace his steps and find evidence of the Green Shadows. Like many before her, Alicia vanished without a trace. To this day, the legend of the Green Shadows persists. Every year, tourists who dare to explore the most remote parts of the Amazon disappear without explanation. Some say they were merely lost to the unforgiving jungle, but others believe the shadows are still there, feeding, waiting. And if you ever venture too deep into the forest, you might hear their haunting song calling for you.